Gianluca Ginoble, a name that melts hearts and fills concert halls with applause. A voice so powerful it can make silence feel like music. But for years, fans across the world have asked the same question again and again. Who truly holds Gianluca's heart? For a long time, the Italian singer kept that part of his life hidden from the spotlight. Yet now, at the age of 30, the mystery that surrounded the romantic voice of Il Volo has finally begun to unfold. And the story behind it is far more emotional than anyone expected. To millions of listeners, Gianluca Ginoble is known as one of the unforgettable voices of Il Volo, performing alongside Piero Barone and Ignazio Boschetto, a trio that helped bring operatic pop music to audiences across the globe. Their performances filled arenas, their songs crossed language barriers, and their voices blended into something rare in modern music. But while the world admired their success on stage, very few people truly understood the quiet life Gianluca was building away from the cameras. The truth is that the beginning of this story was not dramatic or glamorous. It didn't begin with flashing lights, a concert stage, or a red carpet event. Instead, it began with something small and deeply personal: a handwritten letter. Years earlier, Gianluca had written a short note and carefully placed it inside his private journal. According to someone close to him, he once said that the letter was meant for the person he believed he would one day spend his life with. At the time, even his closest friends thought it was simply a romantic idea from a young singer who believed strongly in love. After all, his life was incredibly busy. Il Volo was touring constantly, traveling from one country to another, performing for fans who had watched the trio grow from teenagers into international artists. With such a demanding career, many assumed there was no room for a serious relationship. Yet life has a way of surprising even the busiest people. One evening in the Italian region of Abruzzo, something changed quietly. Without any big announcement, Gianluca shared a photo online. The image was simple, almost poetic. Two hands gently intertwined under the warm light of a sunset. There was no long explanation, no dramatic caption, just the quiet image itself. But fans noticed immediately. Within minutes, social media exploded with speculation and excitement. People began asking the same question everywhere. Had Gianluca finally found love? The reaction from fans was intense, but the deeper story behind that moment was even more meaningful. For years, Gianluca had been seen as the romantic spirit of Il Volo, the member of the trio who spoke openly about poetry, emotion, and the power of love songs. Yet behind that artistic personality was someone who valued privacy deeply. Fame had given him incredible opportunities, but it had also taken away many ordinary moments of life. Simple experiences, quiet walks, and peaceful evenings often became rare when cameras were always nearby. Because of that, Gianluca chose to protect his personal relationships from public attention. The person who entered his life did not meet him in the usual celebrity environment. Their first encounter reportedly happened in a calm and ordinary setting in Rome. Gianluca was spending time in a bookstore, reading poetry written by the famous Chilean writer Pablo Neruda. While he was absorbed in the pages, someone nearby noticed him and asked what he was reading. That simple conversation became the beginning of something meaningful. According to Gianluca, what made that moment special was not fame or recognition. Instead, it was the feeling of being seen as a normal person rather than a public figure. As he later explained during an interview, The most powerful thing about that encounter was that she saw him simply as Gianluca, not as a famous singer from Il Volo. Over time, their friendship grew quietly. They spent evenings talking about music, books, and everyday life. Instead of glamorous parties or public appearances, their relationship developed through simple experiences. Walks through quiet streets, shared meals at home, and long conversations away from the spotlight slowly built a strong connection between them. For Gianluca, this relationship brought something he had been missing for years: peace. While the world saw him performing for thousands of people, there was now someone who knew him beyond the stage and beyond the music. Even as their bond deepened, Gianluca remained careful about sharing details publicly. Rumors occasionally appeared in magazines and online blogs, but he rarely addressed them. His philosophy about love was simple. Some feelings are too meaningful to turn into headlines. Eventually, however, the moment arrived when hiding the relationship no longer felt necessary. In a touching announcement, Gianluca revealed that he had married the woman who had quietly become the most important person in his life. The photograph he shared captured a peaceful scene by the sea. The couple stood barefoot near the water, while waves rolled softly onto the shore. The message he included was short, but deeply emotional. He expressed gratitude for having found someone who made life feel complete. Fans around the world reacted with overwhelming joy. Many had followed Gianluca's journey since he first appeared on television as a young performer. Watching him grow from a teenage talent into an accomplished artist had already been inspiring. Seeing him find happiness in his personal life felt like a beautiful continuation of that journey. The wedding itself was reportedly intimate and private. Close friends and family gathered in a relaxed atmosphere where music and nature blended together. Among those present were his longtime musical partners Piero Barone and Ignazio Boschetto, who had shared the stage with him for years. For them, the celebration represented more than a wedding. It marked a new chapter in the life of someone they considered not just a colleague, but a brother. During the ceremony, Gianluca reportedly spoke about how music had always helped him express emotions. Yet he admitted that real love had taught him a deeper meaning behind the songs he had been singing for so long. Later that evening, he performed a quiet melody that he had written years earlier, long before meeting his partner. What made the moment special was the realization that the song's emotions now had a real person behind them. Soon after, news about the wedding spread quickly through media outlets across Europe and beyond. Fans shared messages celebrating the happiness of the singer, who had often been described as a romantic soul. However, Gianluca continued to maintain a respectful level of privacy. In interviews, he spoke about love in general terms, rather than revealing many personal details. He explained that true relationships grow stronger when they are allowed to exist outside constant public attention. Not long after the wedding, Gianluca introduced a new song during a special performance. The piece was a soft and emotional ballad dedicated to the idea of lasting love. When the performance ended, he quietly mentioned that the inspiration behind the song came from someone who had changed his life. For fans watching in the audience, the moment felt sincere and deeply personal. His musical partners also noticed the difference in his performances. Both Piero and Ignazio joked during interviews that marriage had made him even more emotional on stage. Behind the humor, however, they admitted that Gianluca seemed happier and more relaxed than ever before. His voice carried a warmth that reflected genuine contentment. Months later, another moment captured fans' attention online. Gianluca shared a short video of himself playing piano at home. The clip ended with a quiet laugh from someone filming in the background. He responded with a gentle comment that suggested how important that person had become in his life. Fans quickly recognized the authenticity of the moment and responded with messages of support and admiration. Through all of this attention, Gianluca remained humble. He often reminded fans that love is not about perfection, but about growth and understanding. In one message to supporters, he wrote that real happiness comes from finding someone who inspires you to become a better person every day. As his personal life found balance, his musical performances also seemed to gain deeper emotional meaning. During concerts with Il Volo, audiences noticed that Gianluca's delivery of romantic songs felt more heartfelt than ever before. One memorable moment occurred during a performance when he paused before singing the iconic Il Volo song Grande Amore, the track that helped the trio achieve international recognition at the Sanremo Music Festival 2015. Before beginning the song, he shared a short reflection with the audience about how love is often expressed not through grand declarations, but through quiet, everyday moments. As the music began, fans realized that the lyrics now carried a deeper meaning for him. The performance felt less like a stage act and more like a personal confession delivered through music. In the end, the story of Gianluca Ginoble is not just about fame, success, or global recognition. It is also about a young artist who managed to find something rare in a world of constant attention, a sense of peace, a relationship built on authenticity rather than publicity, and a reminder that even the brightest voices on the world's biggest stages are still human beings searching for connection and happiness. For fans who have followed his journey from the beginning, that may be the most beautiful melody of all.